Gaze deep into my face and behold my true form. As you can see, I am like you, and know exactly what you are going through and how to move you out of this pit of despair. If you click the link below, I have a fully automated, ChatGPT handcrafted course by only me. A 3-month program of instructions to be studied that will magically make you live the life like me. But you will never be better than me. What you are going to want to sacrifice is your whole life to this for 3 straight months. So do not unglue yourself from the screen, and I will guarantee you will be courageously roaring, like a lion in no time. I knew this would work. All that time and all my money spent, I am finally a man I can be proud of. But there is still much more to be done. I cannot possibly stop this journey until all I was promised magically happens right at my feet. So watch out, world, and fear my roar.
So how courageous would you say you truly are? Can you admit when you're wrong? Can you step out of your comfort zone even when it's very uncomfortable? Are you actively seeking out more danger zones to move you out more of your comfort zone? Are you standing up for yourself and everything around you, not belittling anything that is feeling belittled? Can you admit in some situations that you feel anxious, that you feel fear, and own that, and know that it is apparent? Do you have guts? The sad truth is, if you don't have courage within your life, especially as a man, nothing's going to care for you. Eventually, if you keep acting out with no courage within you, not acting courageous within your life, taking that step out of the comfort zone, everything that was caring for you is just gonna not care. They're just gonna get tired of it. They're just gonna get tired of the act that they put on towards you, that they realize that it's just an act that they are just putting on towards you, that there's no effect to it towards you whatsoever, and then they're gonna realize that it's pointless and just completely vanish within your life. There's no specific rulebook to life. I would say following common sense guidelines is a good way to help you kickstart and lead you down the way you need to go. But within one's own individual life, there's no specific rulebook or a set of instructions for you to follow. It's all on you, right from the start. All down to it with everyone. It's just the same story you tell yourself every day, consistently, is what runs your life. And you can really start to recognize that story that you are telling yourself and see where this story kind of steers you throughout your daily basis. Can you recognize a lack of courage within it, in any type of aspect of it? Because courage is a trait that is gained throughout your life through situations. And with traits, you need to identify them within certain situations. Because all of us feel a certain lack within our own lives at one point or another time. And when you really evaluate the cause of that certain lack, most of the time, it's caused by a lack of courage of actions that need to have been taken to move you to the next step of not feeling so empty inside of parts of your life. Because I've mentioned this before in past videos, is if you keep feeding into the feeling and not doing anything about it, it just keeps dwindling you within life. As in, if you feel empty within your life through a certain situation that you are not taking a needed action with, it's going to move on to other said actions and make you avoid completely aspects of your own life, ultimately leaving you completely empty with your own life and non-existent to everything around you. A complete gutless worm. And what I can recommend for any man out there when recognizing certain lacks within life that need to have a courageous action being taken place with it is to start thinking instinctively to take that action at that very moment. Take that god-awful leap of faith and just trust yourself and break through that barrier. Because most of the time, if not all the time, I mean, unless you're a complete fucking psycho, you're not gonna get hurt. A lot of those situations, there's no physical pain involved with it whatsoever. Only mental pain, if you want to even consider that pain. But how bad are you really going to feel physically tapping into those courageous actions that need to be taken place that can fill that lackluster within your life? Again, it's the same story you're telling yourself every day. And if you take those courageous actions and you keep telling yourself, even when taking them, that it feels like it's pointless, there's no point to it, I'm not seeing really true effects with it. That's the story you're telling yourself every day. And then you're just going to go right back to your little hole in the wall, rip your guts out, and going back to being uncourageous within your life, avoiding everything. Because sometimes it takes a couple of tries to recognize that trait within you, that courageous action within you. Because all of us are convinced quite differently within our lives. Sometimes it takes right away with some people. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries. We all think differently. We all do different things. But a man should never stop taking courageous actions with what he needs within his life. Because eventually, once enough actions are taken place, enough of that trait is bled through him, confidence is finally gained. You've had the guts to go through this situation many times to recognize how it goes about and go through it completely fearless and tune it to the way you need it to be tuned. So now you've built confidence with it. And then dealing with those situations just becomes a full stem of you and experience that natural outcome that is quite beneficial to your life. This is why I say practice making it an instinct with taking courageous actions. Because the more actions taken place, gains more confidence within you until you are just fully confident within yourself, with any endeavor that may show up within your life. And every man that ever was naturally made to take constant daily action with everything. If a man's not constantly moving in that forward direction with swift action, he's going to stop. He's going to stop that momentum. And once that momentum is stopped and completely avoided over time, not being taken place with, he's going to become lacking within it. He's going to deplete from it all, losing the confidence that he's gained and end up gaining fear towards it. Then he's going to have to be taking courageous actions to gain that confidence right back. Because it's an obvious truth that copium is quite apparent with false courageous actions being taken place. As in, you can be motivated by something, go into a space and study up for a period of time just preparing for something, but what real actions are really taking place? What swift courageous actions are taking place? Really nothing. You're just coping. You're in a complete cocoon of copium. And you're going to keep shelling and shelling, layering and layering yourself within that until you get to the point where you just can't take it anymore and you have to break free. And it feels such pain to break through that. But that's just because of the story you've been telling yourself over a quite long period of time, and bricks just kept stacking up. So break through that wall and be courageous.